Friday. I think it's almost time to get them out of there. A lot of them are breaking free now of the herd. They just kind of hang out in the school, but they're actually looking for food down low. You see them? They just kind of, the term I heard for discus is they shoal. They don't school, they shoal. And the analogy that I heard was it's like a herd of cattle. They don't all move in the same direction or face the same way to confuse a predator, but they hang out together to just kind of graze and eat and do whatever. He's almost kind of acting like he wants to get out of here, and if he does, I'm going to move him to the 120. I need to do a 50% water change in here today. These guys are definitely big enough where I can start growing them out. And I just got to figure out what I'm going to feed them. So these guys are kind of breaking off. I think they're ready to go off on their own. I think I'm ready to get the parents out of here. I'm surprised how many I've got. I've probably got close to 100 because there's a bunch of them on the other side as well. You can see a little bite mark on her right there on that one side. So I need to get her out of there. It looks like they're starting to hurt her, and she can't get away from them. But if you notice, she's like, they're kind of pacing against the glass, looking for a way to kind of, I want to get out of here. And they've done their part. So anyway, that's how I'm taking it. I think it's time to get them out. Plan on doing that today during a water change, and then everybody wanted to see how the baby German blue rams are doing. There's some in here somewhere. Hard to find with the camera. There goes one. I'll say that. There's one right there. So they're so small, they're hard to take care of in this kind of setup. And so if anybody's looking at doing this for a living or really growing out fish, I'm starting to understand now why all these guys have a clear glass bottom tank with nothing else in it, because it's easier to keep clean, it's easier to do the maintenance on, it's easier to see how much food they're eating, and it's easier to do inventory. So I mean, I can't even quickly look in here and see how many of these I have. So okay, here's this new plant I recently added. I just kind of tried to anchor it on the driftwood and see if it would just float up and kind of grow out. This pair's moved into the 120, and Big Blue is protecting her, and they're trying to figure out where their kids are. They're just kind of like, where did they go? We should be making sure they're okay. And did you see that? That's what I wanted to show you guys. You guys are all like, poor Discus. They're just like a baby seal and can't take care of themselves. These guys come from a river that has piranhas. That's all I got to say. But these faster fish right here, these rainbows, they're seen as a threat. This is my take on it. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But these guys are in a nesting phase. They're used to protecting their young. I separated them because they were starting to get hurt. It would be neat to see how they handle it in the wild. But she's going after any rainbow, and they're not really showing a lot of love to the other discus as well. And you watch Big Blue, man, he's like going after people. So anyway, it's kind of disruptive for everyone. Nobody here is really happy in the 120 right now, and they're not really happy with the rainbows. But Big Blue's really, I mean, you can see he's got aggressive look, eyes are bright yellow, and they're kind of putting the heart on people. So, but cichlids are very territorial. They're used to staking off a place on the river, growing out their kids, and having plenty of room to do so. So unfortunately, this is just a 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot tank. It's 120 gallons. And it would be awesome to give this pair the 120 all by themselves to grow out a family of Discus. You know, maybe sometime in the future. Big Blue's going to be mad at me for at least, I don't know, 2 months maybe. He's got a very good memory. What I wanted to show you, we're going to pan to the 33 now. And now you can really get an idea of just how many baby Discus I'm looking at. So I can't even really get them all on the camera. But I'm hoping they're going to go down here and check out some of this food. I'm getting ready to do a 50% water change here in a little bit. I had a lot of debris get kicked up. And one of the problems I think with these plants is, you know, you're feeding, I was feeding 2 to 3 times a day. And there's so much nutrient in the water because of all these guys eating off the parents and putting stuff in the water, and then the parents putting stuff in the water. This brown algae is really kind of hard to fight when you're in this heavy food cycle. So something to think about. And something I've always noticed is whenever you get this color algae, you get the brown stuff. And I don't know saltwater guys that like it, but if you get kind of a brown algae in your freshwater tank, that's like you got too much stuff in your tank. Too much food, nutrients. Close picture now of these guys. Just gonna let you watch this. Since we've seen them from wigglers. If I can get. Doing a water change, and it just kicked down 1/10 of a degree, and I found out that this thermometer right here is not really calibrated right, which is my fault. I'm supposed to calibrate it, but if I look at this glass thermometer right here, it's really 85.1 in there, which is fine. As long as it doesn't get any warmer, I'm cool with that, and then it will slowly cool down. One of the things I have to do when I do a water change, I have to move this basket from the 120 to this tank. I found that if you try to set it inside the tank or lower it, it just falls over and whatever's in there comes out, or even worse, the fish will swim in and get lunch. So, but that's kind of it. Once I get done with the 120, I've got a big water change to do in the 33. And then I'm probably going to have to do the baby brine shrimp and get a culture water change in the 120. These guys are really getting hard to take care of with that hanging basket. I need to grow them out in a small tank or do something, or figure out how to grow them out in here. I feel like if I put them in here, they're going to be Discus food because they're so much smaller than the Discus. Set this up, put my hand here, tested it here. They're almost right spot on. Do it slow so that it's not a big swing. Also do it slow for the pH. Rinsed this. This actually acts as like a screening mechanism to get all the debris and the fine particle stuff out. that was always kicking up from having live plants and heavy feeding for the adults. I'm going to plan on kicking this up soon. Matter of fact, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's get your flutens. That is some neat stuff. But trying to get rid of some of this algae out of here if I can. It's just a pain for everything. And really what I do is I just snip it out if I can. Just like that. But pruned a lot of the leaves on the swords that had the algae on it. Obviously I didn't get all of them because I see some on the right that I missed. I tried to get a lot of the algae out. I'm going to have to just completely break that carpet out, pull it out, separate the good from the bad, and then replant it. That's the only way I'm going to clean that up. And I won't do that until I get new lights in this tank. And there's no telling when that'll be. So I got so many other things going on. But that is a plan that should work. Given enough time and money, you can fix most things. But yeah, that's it. And I'll take one more video after this thing gets going with the fish in here. I've got to get a brine shrimp culture or something to try to get these guys going. I'm not really sure what to feed them right now, but you can really get a good view of them here. They're neat. So they definitely can tell they're discus. Definitely starting to see things that show what they're doing. And they're going up and down these corners. And hopefully they'll get over not being with their parents. And you guys be good. Guys, Big Blue's right here. All the baby fry right in here. In this back corner, trying to get to him. You don't think this fish is intelligent? You don't think they have good vision? Look at them. They're right here. He's right there. You think they see him? I think they do. And they can't figure out why they can't get to him. Anyway, just letting you guys see, they're pretty intelligent. And I'm hoping that the discus drama in the 120 is going to die down. The alpha males have just been going at it. So Big Blue's gotten beat up. I put some of the Hikari frozen brine, the baby brine shrimp, and look, they're actually eating it as it's hitting the algae in the plants. They're not really big on catching it free swimming. Maybe they will. Like, see these guys? It's like this guy right here. He's kind of sitting there. But look at them. They're grazing. They're going down on these plants. And like they're seeing the white, the baby brine shrimp stuck in the algae. And they're picking it out. How cool is that? So, got my first feeding with the kids. So they're doing all this going up and down. And let me pull out some. So I got a corner of them here. And then there's a bunch of them over here as well. This guy right here is their dad. Something to think about. Fish are pretty smart. You guys have a good weekend. And speaking of, these two guys are, see, I got to figure something out with that. And maybe I just need to move Big Blue back because he's not getting hurt. I don't know. Water change is done here. Water change is done here. Need to add some water to that. And I get ready for the weekend. Happy Friday, you guys. Thanks for watching.